everyone, this is Greyshot17 bringing you another COH2 replay. This is a 4v4 on the End Forest. And let's double check there. Oh, right, I'm offline. My internet's still out, so I'm doing more replays. In any case, if you want some replay, you can do so via my YouTube channel. Go to my Gmail or Facebook and just add the replay on there. If you don't know how, you can look up on my YouTube channel and I will take a look and, well, I will try to see if it's up there. But if you don't have your name, a short description, and of course a game with no AI and no mods, well, if you don't follow those rules, I'm not going to look into it. But in any case, if you do, then it may be showing up. Just like, hopefully I'm getting this right, Tara Doc. Tara Doc submitted this replay. Thank you again, Tara. We also have 47, Chrono, OP. We have, god damn, I'm offline. I can't, otherwise, well, Green, Mr. Cascade, and Janko. I usually look up the Chinese player, their picture, and look it up, but unfortunately, I'm not connected to the internet. AT&T has been down offline for roughly, I think it's 10 hours at this point. So, yeah, this is quite annoying. Really annoying for this, but whatever the case may be, at least I get to do replays and catch up on stuff in the meantime. Alright, so let's see what's going on. We have Chrono Walker with an MG and other forces moving on in. Okay, they're making this, like, heavy cover slash, like, barbed wire, but I think they've kind of stopped that because you can see it's actually still kind of goes with heavy cover. So I think that no longer works as effectively as it used to. In any case, looks like the Axis are really trying to, well, focus in city, while the Allies focus more on forest, which typically works out pretty well. We'll see how things go. Mr. went tank hunter, so very good against fortifications and pretty much any sort of armor. The problem with this is infantry, really good infantry. In any case, let's double check on both sides. No other commanders chosen yet. MG placed to stop a flank from coming in. Conscripts, though, might try to charge. MG, though, suppressing them. They could probably make it out of there fine. Riflemen coming in for the flank might go after these forces. Would be a smart move on, well, Green's part, if he could do that. MG moving on up. Conscripts trying to get behind heavy cover. Up, here comes the flanking maneuver. Flanking maneuver. Riflemen coming in, targeting the MG. Very smart. Neutralizing the MG, making it retreat, and allowing for the riflemen to also flank around. Conscripts now moving on in. 3 different squads against this Grandier player, and Chrono is going to need to fall back. So very well played on that part. Double Stern Pioneer from OP, but the scout car is currently chasing him down with penal troops inside. Realizing there is no hope or prayer for him to fight, he's going to retreat and allow the allies to take control. This guy, oh boy, who is this? Who's light purple? That'd be 47. He's going heavy mortar spam, and the scout car realizes, oh my god, there are mortars right there. It's going to be easy pickings, and to be fair, he is not wrong. It is absolutely pretty easy for him to neutralize that stuff and take it out. So, or he's going to go in the opposite direction and go after the, you could have literally satcheled these things, but whatever. Anyway, American forces still locking this area down. Might have been better if you put a fighting position here to kind of put an MG to stop them from coming this way. You could actually use the heavy cover and stuff like that to prevent AT fire. And yeah, sure, they could always bring up a AT gun or for cannon warfare, but I think that would be pretty effective. Meanwhile, what's over here? The conscripts are going in deep, and they're trying to neutralize the point over here, so that way the Axis don't get fuel. We'll see how things go. Hopefully the Axis can at least, well, hold on. Let's look at the resources. Nope, allies are easily dominating, and now they decap the fuel, so they're going to dominate even more. So, wow, they're dominating 2-to-1 in resources. Yeah, Axis need to figure things out, otherwise they are going to lose this fight. Terra went Jaeger infantry, so a lot of good infantry upgrades. Command squads are good recon, Stuka Crusader Sport, and Artillery Barrage good respectively, versing fortifications, infantry, and armor respectively. So you have something for any occasion. Nothing yet. Looks like the Soviet player is falling back. Mr. Ice, did you go with the... No, I thought you were going with it. Field Infirmary to heal your guys. You are bringing up an MG and most likely try to hold this back. Fighting position being deployed here, most likely keep this area under their control and keep the front line going. With all these guys getting healed, it doesn't really matter that they're moving on in with this infantry. It's really weak already, so I think they're going to have a lot of issues. And as long as they keep having those issues, they're going to... the Americans are going to have advantage. For MG, though, going down, Chrono's going to try to stop that massive blob. he might be able to stop it before they can get around the forest. Let's see. Oh, rifle grenade being fired. Great hit. 3 kills with 1 rifle grenade. MG redeploying. Unfortunately, rear echelon and the MG. Wow, actually, no, walks into the MG. Those American riflemen might have been okay, actually, because now that MG suppressed. Now that MG is going to be fired upon by the other MG, and Grenadiers are going to flank it. This fighting position could help, but I think it's facing the wrong direction. Yeah, the MG's not going to help. Conscript still moving in, could save the ambulance. And we have a lieutenant coming in, so that should be relatively fine. Anyway, back on the right, we have penal troops holding off the Volk squads. Oh, flamethrower unit burning them out. Nice idea. Again, try to move quickly between buildings, use the flamethrower to burn them out. Half-track, though, moving on in, and that flamethrower is pretty powerful. So we'll see what happens. Usually, the scout car is weaker, so this thing will typically win in a flame war. So take heed on that, although he has, of course, penal troops and now guards troops, so we should be able to push them back. Wait, if you have guards troops, you have a commander. What commander is that? Guard mortar, heavier infantry, heavier armor, and allowing the, a way to take out the German heavy armor with mark target. Or, I'm sorry. So, or mark vehicle, my apologies. But yeah, very nice. Oh, I forgot to double check. So they have 2 Soviet, 1 British and American faction versus 3 Wehrmacht and an OKW. So a little bit more mobile, I would assume, with this playstyle. Half-track, leading the charge. The sniper could have some armor-piercing effectiveness. MG actually doing quite a bit. Come on, sniper, use those armor-piercing rounds. There we go. Actually doing quite a bit. If he can just keep, well, picking it off slowly but surely, he can keep pushing that thing back. Wow, nice mine placement as well, kind of stopping them coming around this flank. Wow. Conscripts with not PPSHs, with PTRS rifles, thank you, moving through the forest, and now with these things going through, it's going to be death incarnate for any vehicle coming in, because they have not only those AT rifles, but they also have the massive amounts of AT grenades they can throw, and their normal AT grenades that they have available. That well they have. Wait, oh, do they not have access to the other one? No, it doesn't. It looks like they got... Wait, hold on. No, he doesn't have it unlocked. Okay, that's why. I was like, wow, they removed it. Okay, I can see why. It's overpowered. And then it's like, no, they didn't do that. American forces and conscript squads moving on in. Unfortunately, it looks like 47, I believe. No, OP is going to have some hard time holding onto forest. He may have to try somewhere else and allow his other teammate to focus in mid, and then the other 2 guys to focus on left. Half-tracks, though, running around, burning the MGs and whatnot out of the buildings. We have also a good, I'm assuming, Panzerfaust on that unit, killing it. Flames just burning the MG out of the building. I love how it's actually going through the building. That's great. MG falling back. Guards troops, though, on standby to push back that armor if necessary. We have a mortar pit over here that could actually really help them out. Push out this MG from that location and just help them capture it. Nice smoke that we can move up the sniper and capture the point real quick. That being said, it is a issue if infantry come in. Oh, I see what he's doing. He's not only capturing it, he's throwing down an artillery barrage. And Kasky only has, well, 1 active gun available from his base. But this gun will at least cause a nice artillery barrage. Could cripple a building and make it very hard for the MG to stay in there. So that could be good. Double mortar pit, kind of... Or sorry, mortar's kind of back. Now they're kind of barraging mid. Oh, wow. He's very lucky that lamppost took the shot. The second one will probably not be so lucky. Wow, it was actually pretty lucky. It didn't hit the building. The mortar pit's hitting the building more so than that base artillery. There we go, finally. More of a direct hit. Half-track moving on in, pushing them back. What? Speaking of which, another AA half-track comes in. It's like, I'm sorry, flame half-track. My gun can easily penetrate your hide, so you better fall back. Also, the infantry will be torn apart. Soviet troops moving in, but remember, with these rifles, they decrease the effectiveness against infantry. That being said, there's still 3 squads, so they're still going to do quite a bit of damage versus 1. We double-check over here, and the Volk squads are still holding down the victory point, allowing for the Germans to hold on a little easier than having all 3 points under the Allies' control. If that was the case, they would be hemorrhaging points and probably would need to think of something. Well, they would probably use more, what's the best terminology? Risky maneuvers, and probably cause themselves to be a more dire situation, whether by the situation itself or through more situations caused by the dire situation. Because if someone's in a panic, they're going to do more stupid decisions. That's typically how things go. Austrians losing the war during the Great War, they're like, hey, let's attack again, even though their troops were really malnourished and in desperate need of supplies. But yeah, let's attack again, and then they lost everything. But in any case, actually, let's look to another assault. American riflemen and the AA half-track just moving on in. They're going for the fuel again, which would be very bad indeed for the Axis. AA half-track just locking down this whole point, using its gun now to open fire on the half-track. The normal bullet rounds won't do anything, but the AA's, like, the piercing shot will. That shot, you can see here, the one that fires every so often. That will do some damage. Also, we have the AT-equipped conscripts moving in, and that will also cause a lot of damage to that. Look how much firepower that's actually doing. Good job. They're all opening fire with their AT rifles, doing quite a bit of damage from over the hill. Rifle grenade being fired does a little bit of damage. American forces, though, moving in to counteract and fire upon the infantry. At least I think. Nope, they are. Okay. I was going to say, if they hit that building, that's not the best, but hey, it's working. I love this now, turning around to keep that half-track at bay. Panzer Grenadiers keeping the unit back. American Riflemen decapping the fuel. Pack gun moving on into, I'm assuming, hit the AA half-track, which is now Vet 2. Very, very good. That being said, at the very least, they at least stopped the, well, they decapped the fuel income for the Axis. So, very nice job on the Allied side. Axis, what are you doing? Allies playing a masterful game over here. Constantly hitting you where you're weak, moving around. Wait, oh, I see. You have the victory points, and you managed to counteract the city and retake it. So, even though you are losing in one front, you managed to actually advance in others. So, good job on your front. Good job. Now, meanwhile, again, we have the American players slowly being pushed back. It's not because they're doing bad, it's just the Germans are literally focusing all their armies to push back one player. Conscripts are moving in on the flank. They could do more damage to this half-track. I don't think they're going to kill the mechanized building. I still think it has way too much health. The MG is now also being placed, which is going to decrease their effectiveness quite drastically. They should have probably URA'd to get out of there as soon as you see that. Probably would have helped. That being said, in the meantime, it looks like he is putting down some caches. And we can see here green does have a ton of manpower. So I'm assuming we're going to start seeing a lot of infantry being pumped out by him. Although he did lose quite a few troops, so that assault did cost him quite a bit. But at least he has some more to get out. We have a T-30-45 deployed by Janko. Do we have any armor on the Axis side other than half-tracks? Anything at all? Like, do we have a Puma? Do we have anything? I'm looking. I don't see anything in regards to armor. OP does have Stern Pioneers, but with Panzer Treks, but they're going into the forest area. They're not going on the right. On the right, it's Tara, and Tara has no AT. He has, of course, a couple Grenadiers he can deploy, but they're currently retreating from a different fight. So it looks like the Soviet player is going to very quickly take over the entire city and, of course, lay down mines to secure his holdings. Oh boy, not looking good. Not looking good indeed. But a counterattack in the forest might allow the Germans a chance to regain some lost momentum. Any case, the Germans are pushing on in via, was it Chrono? And they're coming in multiple angles on this MG. That was poorly placed. It should have been ready to go, but alas, it was not. Actually surprised you didn't put a fighting position back here. That's actually a little surprising. Half-track over here did get healed. Opening fire. Katusha opening fire on the infantry as well. Just rocketing everything and pushing them back. Doing quite a bit of damage, but they pull back out of the firing zone. In the meantime, we have over here the Mr. Mystery. Mr. Mister? I guess would be that terminology. Sure, why not? Pack gun barely missing the half-track. Very smartly going behind the building, so that way, not behind the building, behind the tree so we can heal. Although for some reason it's healing the ambulance. I don't know why. Anyway, American forces barely holding back, but that being said, gets a nice grenade on the MG. I don't think it's going to be able to knock it out. Oh no, he retreats it. He might still be in this fight yet. Okay, if he can deploy, well, the pack gun's over here, but if he can get that thing healed and come around the flank, that could do a lot of damage. But they're still holding. Meanwhile, we have more armor coming in with a Cromwell that could help, well, win the battle in the fort. Nope. Barely. That unit is like so close to dying. If a mosquito fell on him or bit him, he would die. Somehow manages to hold back the Germans. And, yeah, very nice job. OP, though, ton of manpower, which makes me think he's going to go artillery spam. Why? This artillery is 400 manpower and 50 fuel. I could easily see him making 2 or 3 of those suckers and just firing upon the enemy lines. That being said, artillery is 15 pop cap, so if he does that, that would leave his front line wide open because that would put half his army away from the front. And if the enemy is very, well, offensive heavy, that could easily cause doom and gloom for the Germans. Meanwhile, we have a T-30-45 from Mr. moving in to help support the American player. On the far right, we have a half-track moving back in from 47. Oh, yeah, he's targeting the MG and a few other locations that could help push them back. Armor-piercing rounds, though, turns the tide and knocks them out. Damn, that sucks. I thought that was just a Maxim, but nope. That is a stolen MG, German MG. So, wow, good job on that part. We have a recon going out from the, well, yeah, from the Allies. No, mark target, maybe? Yeah, mark target, that's it. What is there to mark? I'm very confused. Maybe they did on the half-track and it died? I'm sure, why not? Anyway, let's see, 47 Jaeger armor, so elephant, but if they can't hold the front, they're not going to be able to get a massive tank destroyer. Lots of armor being deployed. Now we have another AA half-track being deployed, probably help with any planes, aka what Tara could bring in with the super close air support. Shoot them down immediately. Katusha as well right there. Jackson moving in. The Allies are just pumping out the armor. T-30-45 with the Cromwell on the right. They need some hope. They need some hope. 47 has Panzer Grenadiers. Tara has a pack gun being made. Yeah, armor is a necessity at this point. We have American forces back in mid. Oh boy. In any sort of game, if the enemy is able to this easily push the Germans back, it's usually GG. But the one thing I will say is that if they can get right now the Allies have armor advantage. The Germans don't. This is like 1918 in World War I. I love World War I references. I wonder if it's because I've been playing the Great War Mod on Hearts of Iron. But in any case, the Germans lacked armor. And the one thing that helped, I'm saying it helped. It's not the only contributing factor, but the Allies' preponderance of armor and tanks definitely helped them versus the Germans and allow them to break enemy positions like the Hindenburg line and other fortifications. In any case, looks like the cache is going to be destroyed, so that's also kind of crippling for the Germans because right now they're really low on munitions and supplies. We have a T-30-45 just popping shots. Oh, wow, that's a good shot. Although Panzerfaust could cripple it. Nope, T-30-45 just slowly pulling back. Oh, that Grenadier needs to pull. Get out of there. Looks like we had artillery come in. Pack gun. Oh, wow. Cromwell barely making out. This Allied armor, oh, looks like pretty damn good because every time it gets close, they pull back. Command tank deployed by Chrono, which should help the defensive capabilities around it. Again, it will help, but I don't know by how much. It'll just be for it's a good defense booster, and sometimes yes, on offense it's good for keeping stuff alive. But if you're on the grips and you need to keep your guys alive against a better enemy, this will provide a nice little boost to you. Unfortunately, penal troops moving on in. Oh, 200 points remaining. This is not looking good for the Germans whatsoever. Germans, what's your plan? This guy is 50. Yeah, this guy's absolutely going artillery spam. I can abso-freaking-lutely this guy's going to go arty spam. Chrono has a decent army himself, but he's more focused in mid. 47 has a bunch of Panzer Grenadiers. That could help. Fortunately, that takes up a lot of munitions to get all that stuff, but hell, both sides seem to have a lot of AT infantry, so they'll both be ineffective against each other. Sure, that works. Anyway, it looks like, again, more shots being fired in over here. Panzer headquarters being deployed, which could help, again, keep the fuel under their control. Alrighty. Yeah, we have fortifications. We have more artillery. We have a couple we have a tank destroyer and some support weaponry. So nice variety, I would say, on the German side for the most part. You could say, yeah, this is kind of similar, but this one's... Ooh, boy. That was a big boom. But yeah, this one has a lot more supportive functionality. This one's more, like, seriously defensive. Yeah, and so far, Green and Kasky has not picked anything. Right now, to be completely fair, if I had to say which one I would want, the air supremacy operation is not as good as it once was, though I could definitely see it still having use against the enemy. Right now, if I had to pick something, If I was forced to pick something... Wait, hold on. Kasky, what'd you do? Okay, you haven't picked either of them. If he did airburst shells, I would say we're artillery. If he wanted to do Comet, I would say do Commando. Grumbar being pushed back. I could see why they got that to fight the infantry, and then maybe have the Panzer Grenadiers fight the armor. But we'll see how well that play is. Grumbar barely holding. Lots of Panzer Grenadiers opening fire on the Cromwell. Grumbar dishing out damage to the infantry, and Panzer Grenadiers pushing that armor back. T-34 and 85 and Cromwell falling back. We have artillery, though, coming in. And now the Germans are like, yeah, we're getting out of here. I'm assuming Kasky did the airburst shells? Wait, no, I forgot. I made that automatic. So right now, the concentration barrage automatically does the airburst shells, which is good for it. Again, that's just a nice little bonus thing for this ability. So, right now we have German forces pushing on in. With the G43 rifles, they increase their effectiveness against infantry. Even though British infantry are really good, those G43 rifles give them the edge, even though the British have the extra man and in heavy cover. Oh my god, get out of that building. One grenade, one sneeze, and that building collapses. So yeah, that's a bad idea. Oh, now you throw the grenade. A little short. Wow, okay, never mind. Still managed to kill it. We have a Verkenwerfer hiding on the right against all of this. The Germans could be launching a massive assault to try to break them up. We'll see how well that goes. Verkenwerfer, very nicely placed, OP. Very nicely placed. Oh, look, he's building that artillery I was mentioning. Oh, Jesus! Well, that's the thumbnail for the picture. Any case, wow, okay, that looks awesome. Command tank moving on in. And with the Verkenwerfer there, and, you know, this providing extra defensive capability to keep that thing alive, they're just destroying the Allied armor in a good move. AT, oh, wow, okay. They had an AT run coming in, but alas, mostly everything got out of there except for a Panzer Grenadier squad. Command tank helping push back the infantry, and one foul swoop force is now under Allied or Axis control. Jackson, though, moving on in to push back the command tank and try to push out the Axis, but alas, I see a lot of mortar carriages. I'm assuming they're trying to use it against anti-infantry. We'll see how all that goes. I'm not a huge fan of these things, but hey, you can use them effectively. I've seen people use them effectively, sorry, I should say. So we'll see how it goes. Nice shot on the Jackson, and man, excellent hang time. A 7 on the style, but a 9 for the performance. Again, it takes a lot to get that high. Mortar carriages just opening fire on the infantry, trying to get some shots. You have the MG right now kind of suppressing with the AA gun over here, suppressing the infantry on the right. So, yeah, the Allies are using this kind of like crest on the hill to just hold back the enemy. Pack gun, though, opening fire on the AA gun. And, oh, AA gun surviving 2 shots. Very lucky indeed. We have Howitzer that looks like was kind of poorly placed. Yeah, I get why you did that to hit the base, but I feel like this is a big choke point area, so I don't know. That's me. Oh boy, T-34-85 fighting a Panther, and unfortunately for the Germans, oh boy, that Panther did not last very long. Panzer Grenadiers, though, waiting on standby, should try to push on up. Yeah, they need medical buildings to kind of get those guys back up to full health. Wow, T-30-45 just opening fire upon the enemy. Panzer Grenadiers, though, pushing on in to just counteract them. T-30-45 still dealing a lot of damage. Panzer Grenadiers pushing on through. Artillery coming in on that T-30-45. And heavy mortars fire is now going to try to hold them back for as long as it can with the guard troops. Panzer Grenadiers falling back. Remember, they don't have far to go to get back to the front. The Soviet player does. Right now, yeah. Right now, it's do or die for the Germans. Allies pretty much have this game in hand. Question, do you have the Boffer? Okay, just to be a dick, and to be fair, I am a dick. I would absolutely put a Boffer right here, and then put another Boffer right over here. And the reason I would do that is to hold these victory points. The rationale, if you can easily make sure that the Boffer, which is very, very quick on killing infantry at those key positions, it would take a very large fighting force to take that position. And have to do something with armor, which as long as you have armor supremacy, which the Allies still do, they will be fine. Cromwell, though, being hit by Panzerfaust, slowly making its way out of there. Artillery, though, coming down. The Germans have one Brumbar. Tara's down on pretty much everything. Do you have any manpower or anything, Tara? Tara, no, you really don't. I mean, like, you're low. We have a couple pieces of artillery. 13 kills respectively, 12 kills, but Vet 2. Most likely targeting all this. Germans slowly pushing back and forth, and actually pushing in city. Yeah, it doesn't matter that they had been starved on fuel. Now that whatever they've gotten is enough for them to start getting armor. Kasky went with artillery, okay. I could see that working out for him. As long as he can arty the points. Right now, this point's the big issue. They need to make sure that point's under their control, but T-34-85 is moving on in to help secure the city. Though it could be a trap with all the Panzer Grenadiers. Massive Panzer Grenadier fire, managing to blow up the T-30-45. T-30-45 is veering to dodge the shots. Artillery, though, coming down to hit the Panzer Grenadiers, and they're being forced back immediately. A couple good hits. T-30-45 is using this opportunity to flank and hit the Brumbar. This could be a good move on their part, knocking out the armor. And as long as they had something to fight the infantry, they would pretty much have GG in the city area. Oh. Wow. That, again, excellent maneuvers. Constantly, really good plays on both sides. It's just the Allies are right now just doing it ever so slightly better. But again, we saw like OP using the Verkenwerfer to his advantage and doing it for great sneak attack. Great placement. Again, trying to keep that thing back. Oh, Panzerfaust. And, yep, there. Oh, it's been decrewed. Steal it. Steal the T-30-45. You could use any Oh, nope. Nope, AT gun's lying in wait. At least I think it is. They're waiting for them to get in. Oh, you killed him. Wait, I think you were aiming for this, but no, you killed the... Oh, wow. That's a terrible way to go. The bounce killed the Grenadiers. Oh. That's like a... That's a terrible way to go. How'd you die? I was hit by a round that bounced off a tank. Anyway, they're focusing on the Verkenwerfer, pushing that thing back. Jesus, I don't know how the Germans gonna. Tara, I don't know why you submitted this. Yeah, this is it. This is GG. Allies have control over here and here. They could send something over to the one armored vehicle over there, which would help. Man, that poor artillery piece just keeps getting decrewed. Another Allied assault trying to knock out this poor mechanized building that's just been hammered this entire game. Yep, the artillery is absolutely going to break it apart. Close range Katyusha pushing back. The Panzer Grenadiers are an effective means. The problem is the Allies are smart enough to realize that and has a close range artillery to force their retreat to make their combat effectiveness like pretty much zilch. That being said, we have Chrono giving it one last shot. Artillery, those coming in on him. Yeah, this is... Oh, they have MGs guarding mid. Okay. I still think a Beaufort would be better, but... Oh my god, Pioneer Squad coming on the left. This is where, again, you kind of fail. You're launching this massive assault, but you have nothing guarding one point. They decapped that position. Okay. Interesting Stuka Bomb choice. I'm assuming there was something there, but alas. Verkenwerfers, though, pushing back the armor. Good, very good. We have an armor-piercing sniper rifle. Moving on in. Pretty freaking close. A little too close, in my opinion. Needs to definitely get out of there. Cromwell opening fire. A lot of Verkenwerfers. T-30-45s need to open fire on that thing. Although Panzer Grenadiers coming back up. Again, those things now getting decently vetted. Okay, T-30-45 see that coming. They're going to pull back so they can get out of there. Verkenwerfers now also escaping because of the all the infantry moving up to kill them. Oh, this could be... Okay, if they run a oh no. I think there's too much infantry. But I get what they were trying to do, trying to run them over. At least you did make them fall back. And you still have enough, well, no, actually you don't. You don't have enough fuel and manpower to keep getting those suckers. So actually that kind of was a waste. You need to capture that point immediately. I'm actually surprised there isn't units going over there now to capture it. Maybe they're thinking that they can just keep playing with the Germans, but as you can see, the Germans are slowly taking a lot of territory. And now we have an elephant being deployed, which is a major tank killer. So, yeah, the Allies need to capture those points now if they want to win this game. Looks like we have a squad moving in, but the Pioneer squad's still there. T-3045 is more concentrated on advancing toward the enemy than capturing the point. I would keep one there so that way, of course, if the enemy tries to go for it, you just run him over. Meanwhile, on the right, we have conscript squads moving on in. It seems to be helping retake this area. MG being lit upon. Oh, wow. Okay, they stole the Maxim. But I will say this, Chrono, near full army. Very cool. Tara, a lot of Panzer Grenadiers. I mean, not Panzer Grenadiers, normal Grenadiers with some pack guns. You're very low on everything. Oh, wow. Okay, just getting squad wiped. Jesus. Just not looking all that great. American force being pushed back. Conscript squads probably take that point. Where's the Katyusha hitting? Oh, they're hitting. Wow, why would you group up the artillery that much? Katyusha firing. Oh, wow, command tank didn't kill him. I'm actually surprised on that. Forgetting what it did, though. This is where the Katyusha should have fired against all that blob coming through that small low choke point. Actually, if they could call in an airstrike on that choke point, that would have been way better. The Allies are being pushed back. The German army is currently in the probably mid-50s, upper 60s, around there. So we'll see how that goes. Su-85 opening fire. Oh, it's good to see that howitzer finally dead because, you know, it did so much during this game. Actually, no, it was kind of just being tortured. Wow, okay, you have a lot of manpower, Green. You might want to get some infantry. Just point that out there. Might be an effective unit. Meanwhile, wow, okay, we have an elephant over here. Mark target active as well. A lot of tank destroyers now moving on in. Probably going to kill it. But oh my god, time on target. Why would you waste it? Oh, wait. Oh, no, that might not be a waste. Because they're blocking its movement, so the time on target could come down on it. No, it was absolutely a waste. It's already dead. It would have been probably smarter to use against the pack guns. But hey, you only lost one unit and you killed an elephant. That's actually... Wow, that's bad. Okay, so a lot of the German armor, except for that command tank, has not been doing all that great. That command tank is so far like the MVP of this game. Because every other German armored vehicle has died. Also, plane crash. Very close hitting all the howitzers. Which also, you could use recon to then use a concentrated fire operation on this position and use the airburst shells to kill them. You know that, right? You guys know that? Alright. Also, this is one thing where I think they need some munition caches. I think they just need more munitions. Keep calling in those strikes. But that's what I would recommend because, again, it's just... It would help knock out these artillery pieces. Katyusha firing close range. Can it kill the Panzer Grenadier squad? And if so, poor Tara. Oh, it's going to kill it. Oh my god, that was the Vet 3-1-2. And now Tara has nothing. Oh my god. For Kenwerfer's lying in wait, trying to get it to move up. Wow, they just moved a pack gun point blank against it. Because why not? We have a lot of mortar carriages and the half-track and everything. Kenwerfer's trying to find a target, being very sneaky. They're hunting half-tracks. And doing exactly what they need to do. Getting a kill and then getting the fuck out of there. Mortar carriages, how have you been doing? 9, okay, 9 kills respectively. That's not too bad. We do have a King Tiger, though, being deployed by OP. That could be pretty effective. But we'll see how effective. American forces pushing on in. MG there. Suppressing some, but that being said, a rifleman just coming around the flank. They're going to capture that point. They have right under their control. I'm probably going to keep that British infantry squad there if I had to assume. MG being hit by some artillery, but they're also going for mid. Royal Engineers could probably go for that point or do something, anything. Yeah, so it looks like this is a big allied push. The Germans are going to have to give it everything they have. Let's see, what could they do? They don't have enough for a Stuka bombing strike, so they can't decap a point. Panzer Grenadiers are slowly being pushed back. Mortar pit, oh, I'm sorry, not mortar pit. The heavy 120mm mortar just destroying those Panzer Grenadiers. Oh boy, it's damn. Well, I guess it was nice knowing the artillery's coming in. Yeah. Well, no, actually, I take that back. Germans push back on left. I'm actually surprised they beat back the American player. Good for them. I actually thought that was going to be an easy win for the Americans, but no. Goddamn OP's like, sorry, no. King Tiger, though, now coming in for mid. Could be a great opportunity for those conscript squads to move on in and to counteract that King Tiger by using all the AT weapons it has. But remember, it has the like 5 AT grenades it can throw. Plus, yeah, see, it's throwing them all them now. Plus its main gun. Or, sorry, the main AT rifles. Alright, they're calling in a time on target to hit it, but they're going to decap it in the meantime. And it looks like we have another thing coming in, which is an AT strafe. Assuming it might be over here. Nope, it's smoke. Oh, it's the AT strafe in here and time on target. And it killed nothing. Good job, guys. For Cannon Warfare's moving on in. Once again, no infantry to support. So they're just going to hit the front line and do a ton of damage before anything. Yep, before it can escape. Mortar carriages, though, opening fire, doing a bit. Oh, nice kill on one of the Cannon Warfares. Oh, double hit on the King, but the King's like, I'm sorry, what was that? And now the Allies have been pushed back. They're down to 14 points, respectively. Green, now having a full army, needs to move over those Jacksons to help counterattack. Germans still not having a huge army, but still bigger. Right now, enough to compete with the Allies. King Tiger just getting some pop shots and actually killing some infantry squads. Good for them. Jacksons need to move on in. I'm unsure why they are not. Mortar carriages trying to push back the infantry. And we have double Katusha being pushed back by the Panzer Grenadiers. Cromwell too injured to go in for a charge. T-34-85 might risk it for the biscuit. Although Panzer Grenadiers getting in the building. Oh, no. Nope. This could be bad. If all the T-34-85s open fire on the building, they could bring it down. But alas, for some reason, they're like, nah, let's skip it and just keep going forward. So I'll give more time for the Panzer Grenadiers. Oh, so close! One more shot! Oh, if those guys didn't charge forward, they probably could have killed them. Oh, boy. Oh, D-crude. Okay, they're probably going to try to target the... Nope! T-30-45 kills his own vehicle. Oh, geez. Oh, nice. Just nice. They're chasing down the Panzer Grenadiers because they don't like them. Yep, there it goes. T-30-45 is now going to focus fire on the Grenadiers. We still have the... Whoa, okay, we have a Stug over here. I'll do a little bit. I'm sorry, do we have a Stug army now? Okay. Right now, Chrono is by far the best player I've seen. So, Chrono is second, but second is probably OP. He has some decent artillery, and his infantry's done okay. The Cannon Warfers have done really well for him. Flying Tree, you know, something you see every day in COH2. But in any case, dropping down mines and all sorts of defensive positions over here. Good idea. Keep the point under your control. Allies going to try a big assault, most likely to retake mid. That could be a big issue. Right now, they still, well, they have a munitions issue, so they can't call an airstrike. So they have to try to use units to break up all the German fortifications. But, like, right now, I'm so confused by, like, now their armor choices. Like, the Jacksons need to pull up. But alas, they just keep hanging back. If they would be popping shots on all this armor, they could easily push them back with the infantry to move on in. And the mortar carriages get closer to hit the infantry. Pack gun, though, on standby. Cromwell being pushed back. We have Zeering artillery, I believe, coming down at that position, which should halt the Allied assault. Katusha's opening fire, trying to break up the infantry. Pack gun being taken to fire point blank. Jackson's right there, not doing a damn thing. T-30-45's coming over to deal with the, oh, wow. I was going to say that he's going to hit his own unit. Deal with the Panzer Grenadiers. It looks like they come through the fence and just, wow, obliterate a Panzer Grenadier squad. Great hit. I think there was a mine in that corner. or something. But in any case, Panzer Grenadiers opening fire and not doing enough. T-30-45 just stomping them. And yeah, he just lost quite a quite a number of his Panzer Grenadier squads. Though he got another elephant, so we'll see how well that goes. But right now he's low on pretty much everything, so we need to be very cautious about making sure these units don't get squad wiped. We have a Centaur to shoot down, fight aircraft and hold back infantry. Su-85's opening fire on the Stug, getting a nice little victory for the Allies. Though artillery's coming down this position, hitting at Jackson, which actually did quite a bit to it. We have a Elephant charging forward, along with the Panzer Grenadiers charging on the T-30-45s. We have this unit, but it needs to have the, what is it called? The PTRS rifle to throw satchels and be effective against the Elephant. Though it would be. These things are still opening. Oh, nope. The Panzer Grenadiers spotting them. And the Elephant's opening fire on them as they go through this choke point. Just killing all of them. And alas, he has now no T-30-45s. Though this guy's probably going to lose a Panzer Grenadier squad, I would assume. Yep, there it goes. Big assault in mid. But alas, it doesn't matter because the right is still held by the Brumbar and Elephant, respectively. Smoke being dropped, but the plane still goes down. Artillery hitting all these positions, but not really. Oh, never mind. There's a good hit. Those poor folk squads. Still trying desperately to hold on to the point because right now they're down to 14 points. But that being said, the Allies are once again throwing everything they have. If they would just, I don't know, like regroup, concentrate, and be like, okay, where do we need to hit? Well, the enemy doesn't have a ton on the right. We could send a bunch of troops over there. More smoke being deployed, I'm assuming, to keep the German units in there so they don't get decapped. But also, once again, bear in mind that right now the Allies are the ones with more or less resources than the Axis. So the Germans not losing their forces, and I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that statement. The Germans are the ones who can waste time all they want because they can just use those excess munitions and whatnot that they keep building to keep holding those points. While the Allies are becoming more and more desperate as they become the ones that have lost all their territory, as they just all bottleneck try to fight for this point. Look at them, all four Allied. I almost said five. All four Allied players are here. We're gonna see a Stuka bomb. Where's it gonna be? Oh, that was a good one. That was a good one. That broke the Allied lines in the front. Artillery coming in from a Panzer Grenadier squad. This unit's barely clinging on to dear life. Yeah, that's what happens when you group up all your guys into one corridor. What happened, Allied players? Why aren't you going back over here into the... There's nothing. There's like... Okay, yes, they have cannon warfare and some other stuff. But if you sent one full army over here, you could easily crush him. Like, it's not like he has a giant army. He has no armor. So you could easily just send a bunch of armor and push left. You could have him with just a couple units just move over there. Sure, you could also have him come over on the right, and that works, but don't bottleneck yourself. Spread out. When you bottleneck, you lose. Anyway, 47 moving up with his Panzer Grenadiers to hold on to this point, make sure that it doesn't fall in the Allied hands. T-30-45 trying to make a desperate escape. But alas, they feel like those Panzer Grenadiers are just going to put him out of his misery. Wow, using the fence to hide, even though the fence really isn't as tall as that T-30-45, so you can probably aim for the top of the chassis, but I digress. Panzer Grenadiers opening fire, knocks it out. Mortar carrier just knocking out some of the infantry and some of the support weaponry. Jackson's finally pushed up when there's no armor. Okay, there's a command tank, but it's staying behind the train, so it's relatively fine. Stug moving on in to go for a flank. I'm assuming they're trying to use it to kill the Katusha. Though a mine expertly placed on that choke point will at least stop them for temporarily. Conscripts moving on in. Could knock out that Stug. Hey, you probably need to decrew this thing to get out of there. AA gun is still going to live. Very nice. That's what. Look at this. This British player knows what to do. Kasaki is like, yeah, I'm just going to clear this whole thing. Even with the freaking... Or cannon warfare, he's like, yeah, I got this. So they're going to have the left under their control. Unfortunately for him, he has a ton of fuel, not a lot of manpower. So he's going to take over this entire position. The minefield is probably going to be the biggest issue for him. But, oh, he's using the tank to clear it. So, good on his part. So he's probably going to move on in and capture it. Meanwhile, the allies by, let's see, Mr. and the green guy are going to push in to take mid. We have the elephant just popping shots on all that armor, with the Brumbar taking most of the damage, with Panzer Grenadiers trying to assist. Brumbar died, but the elephant's just getting excellent shots. Once again, just blasting those men right out of the Jackson. It's just great. Stuga bomb being dropped, I'm assuming right over here. Yep, trying to keep the point from being captured. Why do you not... Your man was sent to not fight. Why do you have your men not to attack? They're weapons free. Sorry, you're telling the whole weapons. I get you're trying to camouflage them, but it's not... Tell them to fire. You need them to fire. Anyway, what do we have coming in? We have super close air support, but I believe they still have the AA. Or maybe they lost it. No, they have a half track. Kaseki, did you? Nope, they still have the anti-air gun. It's gonna shoot down those planes left and right. Yep, there goes one. I think the second one crashed over here somewhere. King Tiger, though, helping fight the Allies. Though the Allies are pushing it back, surprisingly. Apparently, this British player is like, yeah, I'm just going to take over the force because we need the resources, and B, we kind of need... Okay, let me take the star, mind you. They could easily take this point and take over here and get the munitions to help them out, because right now the Axis are easily beating them 2-1 on munitions. But no, that's fine. That's cool. Anyway, Stu going on the flank, most likely trying to hit a vulnerable target, like the Katyushas, which may walk right into the clutches of the Stu. Once again, weapons free, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah, now it's not firing on anything. You gonna tell it to target that? Oh, okay, at least kill the Katyusha. That's worth it. That's worth it, I would say. We have the Cromwell trying to go in to kill the king. This is a very dumb move on his part, unless he's using it as a recon. But from what I can tell, he's trying to hit the king, but it's just not going to do enough damage. Like, it's just not. That was a waste. The king's just going to keep using its front armor to block shots and keep slowly moving back. Maybe your idea was to call an artillery at this region? I'm not entirely sure. But at least he captured the left-hand point for the time being. He does... Oh, wow, actually, OP did lose a lot of men. So if you go on artillery here, you can probably knock out quite a bit of his units. Meanwhile, on the right, we have a T-30-45 trying to charge the elephant. Not doing all that much, just pinning it. But the Su-85s are now moving in. But I think the smoke might be obscuring it. Hold on. Yep, it is. It's actually obscuring it, the dead body. So right now, the Su-85s are going in point blank on the elephant, trying to kill it. Should kill it in time. Command tank trying to provide defensive opportunity for it. But again, we also have marked target on it. Yep, there it goes. Su-85's not going to target the command tank, but I think they might be too close for their own good. Command tank trying to kill the Su-85. Plane crash. Oh, Jesus. Now the Germans are going kamikaze. Grenadiers moving on in. Katyusha's opening fire on all the infantry, trying to hold on to the points. Right now, the Allies could win this if they can get their infantry in here. They're at 9. Oh, no, they won't. Because the British player lost on the left. They're at 8 points. We do have this point on the right being taken. The MG's over here, though, stopping them. So... Another plane crash. British infantry at least taking the points to get some resources. They still have the king over here barely alive. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, they have probably like 50% of its health left, I would say, roughly, right around there. Okay, not too bad. Penal troops just hanging in there, trying to fight the Panzer Grenadiers. Nice grenade by the American riflemen, slightly pushing them back. They could capture this point, but they need 2 more, and right now the Germans are just have that under their control. And good job for the Germans to capture all the points long enough to actually put the Allies on the hot seat for a change this game. But British will take that point. You need to capture the right. Maybe, where is it? Do you have it? No, you don't have any more T-30-45s. Kaseki doesn't really... Yeah, Kaseki's on his last legs. Pretty much the Allies are doing a lot worse now than the Axis. They are seriously down. King Tiger just wiping out the British infantry squads. We have a Cromwell being made, which, okay. I mean, that's fine, but I feel like a Comet would have been more effective. because you know, you did go hammer, so Comet is better than a Cromwell. Does more damage. Panzer Grenadiers coming in to try to hold the Allies back. If I had to say, okay, if I had to give an answer to why the Allies lost, it's just they overextended a little too much. It's the trying to capture everything motif when it really you didn't need to. You could have just played a more defensive game and had a majority of the territory, but you wanted it all. Like Veronica Salt, I want the whole world. And when you do that, you spread yourself a little too thin, and then you just get picked off here and there, just a little bit, and that was enough for you to lose the game. Because right now, I don't see any way you're going to capture 2 points. Maybe the right, and I feel like once again, Kasky's like, guys, just send 1 tank and 1 unit, you can capture this territory. But alas, they don't. They just keep doing these blob techniques to grab mid. Think of 2-pronged assaults on left and right, and they would have captured both points easily. And then maybe have 1 player maybe just focus there. Have Cassie on left, 2 guys pushing on the right, and then the other guy here. And the city actually, oh wow, almost hits the command tank. But if you would have done that, that would have really helped, because then, again, the elephant would have been ineffective over here, because of so many buildings and so much cover, it couldn't fire straight. But nice job on the Allies. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. Oh, wait, you fucked it up, Allies. Nice job on the Axis for winning the game and turning things around. Let's double check here. Thank you, Tar, for submitting this, though you did do kind of the worst on the Axis side. Most kills, Chrono Walker, I would say the best German player on their side. Second would probably be OP, did a lot of damage with the King. But that being said, even though he did take a lot of losses. And, yeah, just overall did on a number of times just get his butt whooped all the way back to base. Janko did the most damage on the Allied side, and I could see his T-30-45s were pretty effective. He did lose quite a number, but he still did pretty decently. Kaseki did well toward the end. Wow, okay, and actually most damage and kills goes to Janko. Very nice. Mystery did okay, and Green did okay. I feel like, once again, the Allies did way better in the beginning, and I feel like toward the end, I don't know why, you guys were just sacrificing units left and right. It was mostly because you guys focused all your efforts in mid. It wasn't the units you picked, it was just the fact you were just saying even to the meat grinder. And since the Germans had a smaller force, they were just whittling you down until they could finally expand. And they just, while you guys were all in mid, they just expanded all around you. And it was just like, wow, really? Okay. But in any case, guys, that's game on. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. This has been Greyshot17, and I'll see you all next time. Hello everyone, and before I go, I want to give a special shout out to Patreon supporters Ollie, Joey, Ace, Danny, Aaron, Leo, and Tim. Thank you guys so much for your awesome support. Another shout out to the Patreon supporters you can see down below. But in any case, thank you everyone. This has been Greyshot17, and I'll see you all next time.